Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of my awesome synergies that you should try. In today's video, I will try to share with you some of the new Warframe and weapon synergies that gave me lots of dumb fun. Not just fun, but they sure are perfect also for higher level plays. So, let's cut the long introduction and proceed to watch all 5 juicy synergies that you can use right now. The first synergy comes from one of my favorite frames in terms of solo endurance runs, Revenant. Don't get me wrong, I know this frame can own high-level enemies without any weapon. When modded well, his abilities are enough to kill even those enemies that have very high damage reduction. But, since we are doing this in the name of fun, it's probably more enjoyable if we can kill enemies in different ways, especially if we can do it hilariously, like suiciding in a crowd of enemies, dealing all the self-damage of the weapon, and walking away from all that chaos like a boss. Yes, Revenant can do that thanks to his Mesmer Skin ability. What this ability does is give Revenant invulnerability for as long as he has Mesmer Skin charges. The best part is, it does affect those self-damaging weapons, mitigating all the damage without spending any Mesmer Skin charge. So how do you build a suicidal sentient, you asked? Simple, just bestow him with lots of power strength. And when I say a lot of power strength, I mean all the power strength mods that you can equip on your Revenant. In my case, I have 333% power strength, which gives me 19 Mesmer Skin charges. If I had the extra former, then I could increase those charges by replacing Augur Secrets with energy conversion. Now for the weapon choices. Actually, you can go with any self-damaging weapons. Whether it's a primary or secondary gun, it doesn't matter, for as long as it can do self-damage, and it has an area of effect. One good choice is the Corpus Tech Bow Lens. This weapon got some massive critical stats. If this is paired with the Hunter Munitions mod, plus some viral damage, it would totally destroy anything unarmored in its path. Aside from that, Lens has a massive area of effect damage, which is perfect for our suicidal sentient. But if there's one self-damage weapon I enjoy using with Revenant right now, that is the Secura Penta with the Napalm Grenades mod. I do love this weapon because I got this sweet Riven, modded with lots of critical, gas and some /proc. Enemies are no match for this gas bomb madness. The second synergy is between mag and my favorite Corpus Tech shotgun, the Exegus. We all know that a magnetized mag when paired with any projectile-based weapon can deal tons of damage. However, Exegus is one of those projectile-based weapons where you will experience those oh shit moments of pissing your pants because of how good the damage is. Modding this synergy is pretty simple. For mag, I always use my endgame setup for this frame, no matter what projectile weapons I used. If you want a more detailed explanation of why I choose to mod this frame this way, then I strongly suggest that you check out my endgame mag video. I will add a link to it on the video description below. But to give a short detail, I modded mag this way not just because I want to be fully efficient in utilizing all of mag's abilities in the field, but also to give me some armor stripping capability, which is really a great asset at endgame levels like long endurance runs. And for the Exegus, I find that a corrosive build does deal more damage compared to other element combinations. Now this Riven mod is not actually needed, as Exegus can get 100% status chance with the help of 3 dual status mods. A regular build can still deal a lot of damage. Just remember, try to mod your Exegus with corrosive, and ensure that you have multi-shot on it, plus that 100% status chance. And yes, ammo stock does improve the Exegus by a lot when it comes to ammo efficiency, so be sure to try out this mod on this amazing shotgun. The third one is a synergy that will make Chroma unkillable. I know that for most players, the power strength you get from all power strength mods you equipped on your Chroma is enough. But for us players who like to do long endurance runs, that's not enough, to be honest, especially if we take into consideration that enemies' damage does scale to the point that they can one-shot you if you have no enough damage mitigation or any means to survive such heavy hits. So, if the power strength from mods isn't enough, then add some more with the help from the kit gun Arcane called Pax Bolt. This Arcane does allow you to have 30% more power strength if you successfully landed a headshot kill. Good thing is, once you activated the effect and then successfully cast Vex armor within the given time limit, you will forever keep the power strength coming from this Arcane if you can manage to keep your Vex armor active for the whole duration of the mission. With all the strength mods you add on your Chroma plus the Pax Bolt Arcane, you can easily reach 1000 scorn buff for your Chroma. But to make Chroma truly undying, we need a weapon that will aid all those damage mitigations. The most perfect weapon for the job is Korudo. a grinny aspiring weapon that has a hidden feature to heal your frame for every hit it makes. The good part is, Korudo can do long endurance runs, especially with the red crit build I have for this weapon. In addition, since Chroma can buff this weapon's damage, an endless mission like long survival runs will just be a walk in the park with our undying Dragon King. The next synergy is all about grouping and nuking. No, it's not Nidus peeps, it's your train boy Vauban. Although many believe that this frame really needs a rework, and I too believe that he most certainly needs one, it doesn't mean that we can't have some dumb fun with this frame at its current state right now. Not all of Vauban's feature sucks, especially his Vortex ability. Honestly, I can say that this ability is one of the best when it comes to camping in long survival runs. The ability to group enemies in one's place is not just a good defensive tactic, but it actually does give you the offensive prowess also as Vauban. How? It's because you can use weapons that actually deal insane damage when shot to those enemies helpless inside the vortex. I could suggest you use any area of effect weapon like the Pox, as it does work well with Vauban's Vortex, but that's certainly old school. If you haven't tried murdering a group of enemies inside the vortex with a gas build Redeemer Prime, then this is now the right time to try out this ridiculous synergy. The gas damage that the Redeemer Prime deal against those enemies inside the vortex is pretty insane. In fact, it really doesn't matter what faction you are facing. They will die with the gas Redeemer Prime. Building Vauban for this synergy is quite simple. Just focus on his vortex ability. Give it some duration, lots of range, and the perpetual vortex augment. However, don't take my build as the most optimized build for a vortex Vauban, as honestly, my vortex build varies depending on the situation. I use a different setup for solo and team composition, and we will talk about that on another video. This build is more of a solo setup, but there's a lot to it than just modding Vauban. As we all know, one main issue of this frame is survivability. There are tons of ways to help Vauban survive at long survival runs, and we will talk about that on my Elite Endgame Vauban video, but for now, let's just focus on this synergy. Now for the Redeemer Prime, the modding is also pretty simple. Just go for a 100% status chance build, add condition overload, then add primed fever strike or the regular version of this mod so that the gas element will proc more often than the other elements. But if you think you are not ready yet for Vauban, then go back to the father of the group and nuke, Nidus. You all know I love this frame so much, not because I love the infested look, and not just because this frame is perfectly created, but because you can create a ton of synergy with Nidus. His abilities alone are powerful and they totally synergy with each other, but if let Nidus hold a good weapon, then it's absolute madness. Aside from all of that, Digital Extremes have this knack of spoiling this frame by giving such powerful and useful augment mods. I mean, his lava burst does improve the effectiveness of your lava ability in some way. Your insatiable augment does provide extreme survivability on your Nidus, and recently, they added teaming virulence, an augment that grants a bonus critical chance to primary weapons. My god, Digital Extremes really love their infested child. This augment does allow you to create another build variety for Nidus. More of super offensive Nidus. Now teaming virulence works well with any critical based primary weapons, but in my case, I like combining it with the new Optica Vandal. Every shot that this weapon does with a teaming virulence Nidus is so satisfying. The amount of critical, paired with viral and hunter munitions are pretty solid when it comes to dealing as much damage per second to enemies that are helpless in Nidus lava. The best part is, adding teaming virulence on your Nidus build won't lower the survivability of Nidus. In fact, it works well together as both are based on power strength, so basically, you can use this synergy for as long as you can kill enemies at endurance runs, and that's pretty easy to do with the teaming virulence Nidus holding the new BFG. So those were the 5 insane Warframe and weapon synergies that you must try right now. But wait, don't ever think that this is the end of this series. I have tons of synergies to share with you, so be sure to look out for more on this channel. Before you leave, please do give me a favor and hit that like button if you did enjoy watching this video. Also, if you want to see more awesome Warframe synergies, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.